You're listening to Success Stalkers Radio, episode 39, with FitCoach and Millionaire Mom, Carla Burns.
Hey everybody, this is Ian Floyd from the Love and Sensibility Podcast, and you're tuned into my girl Ioana Garrett on the Success Stalkers Radio Show.
Welcome to Success Stalkers Radio. I am your host, Ioana Garrett. People all over the globe are rewriting the rules to success. They're making money and changing the world. Join me Monday through Friday as I interview today's top entrepreneurs, business leaders, and entertainers that will leave you inspired to take action and achieve success on purpose. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. All right, let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Success Stalkers Radio. I am your host, Ioana Garrett, and I am simply thrilled to introduce my guest today, Carla Burns. So, Carla, are you ready to stalk success today?
I am. I'm excited.
Awesome. Me too. Well, Carla Burns, author, speaker, product formulator, and millionaire mom, was once a registered nurse who has spent the last 7 years building her It Works business to a level she could have never imagined. Now, as Ambassador Diamond with It Works Global, Carla has held a spot as a top 10 earner for several years, with teams worldwide and a six-figure monthly income. Carla's passion lies in developing potential leaders and helping them reach their full potential with the proper balance of mind, body, and spirit coaching. Carla loves helping people attain the freedom which comes from creating a balanced environment to grow their business and authenticity and integrity. She resides in Sarasota, Florida, as a wife and a mother to two girls, ages 12 and 19. Carla says she feels blessed every day that she gets to be able to do generous things for her family as well as others. Her key to success is don't wait until you believe in yourself. Find someone that believes in you and run with them. So, Carla, I've given our listeners just a little overview, but I want you to take a minute. Tell us about you personally because we want to get to know you today. Then give us an overview of your business.
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. I remember even as a child, as young as 12 years old, just always coming up with these crazy ideas or inventing things or just always had that entrepreneur mind and a mind that wanted to be more and do more with my life because I grew up in a very small town. And so having opportunities was not going to be found in that small town, but I knew deep down in my heart that someday I would be doing something exceptional. And so growing up, I tried many different businesses, and some of them failed, some of them failed miserably, but I just kept trying. And it's funny because when I was approached with the business that I'm in right now, I really wasn't looking. I was working as a registered nurse, and I was really just looking for a way to make a little extra money. I love taking my family on family vacations. And for my family to do that, we would have to put it on a credit card. And so that meant creating debt. And so the vacation really wasn't stress-free because when we got back, I had to work all year to try and pay what we paid for our vacation just so we could go on vacation again the next year. And so really, I was just looking for a way to make a little extra money to really fund that vacation fund. And so when my friend approached me with the opportunity and explained to me a little bit about residual income, I really had no idea. I didn't understand direct sales. I didn't understand multi-level marketing, network marketing. It was all completely foreign to me. I had never done anything like that before. But it sounded good to me, and I loved the products she was talking about. And so she asked me a simple question. Do you have a few friends that you think would also like this product? Well, yeah, I love it. So, of course, I'm going to tell my friends. And so it really started from there. And she was right. I quickly was able to earn that amount that I needed to fund my vacation.
Wow, what an inspiring story, Carla.
Thank you.
We're going to dive deeper into your journey in just a little bit. But before we do, we always like to start off at Success Stalkers Radio with a success quote to really get that motivational ball rolling. So take it away.
Well, the success quote that I truly live by, and I tell people this is actually my story, is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. You may know it. It is, treat a man as he is and he will be, but treat a man as he could be and should be, and that's what he will become. And so for me, I've been able to apply this to my life because when I was young, I just had the vision, but I really wasn't around like-minded people or around people speaking life into me and believing more in me than I actually believed in myself. And so applying that to my life, those people speaking words of encouragement over me, they believed in what I could be, not what I was then, but they saw the potential in me. And so now when I have new distributors come onto my team or I have someone asking me to mentor them, I look for those same qualities in that person and I try and pull that out of them. So I've really been able to use that all throughout my journey.
I think that it's so critical for people to really get this, and I hope our listeners really understand that you can speak things into existence. And even I sometimes see parents that, will say, not so good things about their children, but if you want your children to be something, you speak that into their life and they will become that. So I love that, you really brought that out because it is so critical, and especially to entrepreneurs, or anyone seeking to do something really big in their life. If you don't have someone really, pushing you and saying what you can be and not looking at what you are today, it's just going to be tough. So thank you for bringing it up.
Absolutely. And I do this with my children now today too. I love that you mentioned children because children are so influenced by the world around them and what people speak into them. And, my daughter, just the other day, we were talking about, I have a 12 and a 19-year-old, and we were talking about just future plans and what they had in mind. And I was talking with my older daughter and didn't realize my younger was listening. And she said, Mom, I want to be an Olympian horse jumper. And I said, oh, that's awesome. And she said, well, you didn't really sound like you think I can. And I thought, wow, she really needs me to believe that for her. And I said, oh, Bethany, absolutely. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And then she just got this big grin on her face. So it is powerful. It's powerful speaking life into people.
One of the reasons why we're starting a kids initiative, here at Success Stalkers Radio, where we're going to be spotlighting, kids and teenagers who want to do something big, in their lives in the future, or if they're already doing something, it'll be like kid entrepreneurs. So we got more to come on that, so I'm excited. But Carla, here at Success Stalkers Radio, we are all about our guests, their stories, their journeys, and I know that you have just had quite an amazing journey so far. But we want to focus first on a possible failure or a challenge that you may have experienced in your life, or maybe you just fell, flat on your face or flat on your back even. And I want you to take us there, Carla, because we love stories here, and then share with us the lessons you learned from that failure.
Well, I'm thinking of the time that I started a bathing suit company. So I was actually designing bathing suits, again, in my very small town of just 11,000 people in Canada. And I had this great idea that I was going to design bathing suits and I was going to sell them. And so I did. I actually went to my local community and I asked for their assistance in helping me start this bathing suit company. And so they did. And I put together my drawings. I looked for professional equipment, and I started manufacturing bathing suits. And so everything was going fantastic. I was getting publicity, and people were buying them and loving them. And then I got an amazing contract with a very well-known suntan lotion, which also sold bathing suits. And so I remember the first order was, I think, like 400 suits. And I thought, oh, my gosh, this is so exciting. And so they bought them, and everything was going great. And then they called one day and said, we need 4,000 units, and we need it in 4 weeks. And I thought, oh, I can't do this. And I just spoke those words, I can't do this. And it really, just to make a long story short, it was really the end of my business because it was too big. I thought, this is too big for me. And so what I've learned from that, I did ultimately close the business down, and we moved for other reasons. My husband took a different position, but in the process of it all, it was the moment of feeling like this is too big for me. And so later in life, many times during my business that I'm currently in, there's been moments that would come up and feel like this is too big for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I remembered, if you go there and you believe that lie, then it is going to be too big for you.
True.
So you need to step in, because God does not want us to stay small. And if he puts an idea in your head, he is going to be the one that helps you fulfill it. So I've really learned to trust, not in my own capabilities, but I've really learned to trust more in him.
That is so important. Wow.
It comes back to just being around that right environment of people. And I've learned that I need to have, that inner circle of people that are more experienced in areas that I'm not.
Right. It's so critical to entrepreneurs to get around people, whether it's a mentor, a coach, or just like-minded people like yourself. So critical. So,
right.
But you're just a winner, because I love your spirit, because when one thing doesn't work, you just keep going. And that's
right.
That's the spirit of an entrepreneur. I'm that way, because I've had several businesses that have, flopped. I fell on my face several times, but I just never ever give up. It's just I can't. So I love that story. Thank you for sharing that. And
You're welcome.
So, Carla, let's move forward, because I want to transition to the other end of the spectrum, which is what we call the aha moment, that light bulb moment, because just like you've had lessons that you've learned from failures, you've also had some amazing ideas that have helped you become successful today. So if you can, just tell us one, Carla, and remember, this is a story. We want you to take us there and make us feel like we're right there with you, and then tell us some steps you took to turn that light bulb moment or that aha moment into success for yourself.
Well, I've had so many different light bulb moments, or just that aha moment when everything just seems to be, it comes full circle of, wow, everything that I have been working towards, it has come to pass. And so what I'm remembering most recently is I just most recently received the award of the highest rank possible in our company, which is called Ambassador Diamond.
Wow.
And also with that, yes, I know it. And it took me 7 years to do it.
Congratulations.
And it was just, thank you so much. It was, just diligent effort over time. But also receiving a reward of being part of our Millionaire Club. And so both of those things just seemed almost surreal to me, that, I knew it's true, but it still felt like wow, somebody just pinched me right now. and so I'm standing up on the stage, and just, it's like the 7 years of my life flashed by, and I'm remembering when I first started, and how the many times that I was discouraged, and then remembering the people that just spoken to me and told me, keep going, you can do this. And then the times where I just wanted to quit, but then something inside of me, like you said, you just have that gut instinct that you're just never going to quit. And you're just going to keep on going no matter what. And so all of this is going through my mind. The next thing that comes up on the stage that we talk about is our international expansion. And flags from 7, 8, 10 different countries are going across on these huge, massive screens. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is what my business is. I am a global entrepreneur. And it's like all of a sudden the light bulb went off, and I'm even getting goosebumps just remembering it, thinking, whoa, this is really, really big. But I did not go back into that fear that I had, that we talked about earlier, of this is too big. It was, this is big. And it was so much more. It was an exciting, just embracing the whole moment. And it was a moment of just expectation too. Just, it was incredible feeling of all the possibilities that are still yet to come.
Wow, Carla, I have chills right now just listening to your story. That's incredible. I can't even imagine how that must have felt standing on stage in front of, thousands upon thousands of your peers and then to realize you see all these, international
Yeah,
flags, in front of you like, wow, that had to be just an incredible moment for you. Congratulations.
thank you. It was.
And I know the best is yet to come.
Mhm.
Well, Carla, let's shift the focus for a minute because I want to shine the spotlight on you, and if you can't, maybe this was, but if you can share one of your proudest moments in your entrepreneurial, career, what you just explained, was that probably one of your most proudest moments?
It definitely was the most proud for myself, but I really just love seeing my team also up on stage, people that I've mentored for years and just knowing their story of where they started and where they are now. I'm thinking of one couple in particular. When I first met them, they were in such dire straits that they really couldn't even afford to come to our conference. And so I gifted them that ticket. And from that moment, their life completely changed. And now to see them up on stage just shining and their life is completely transformed, that just really makes me so excited.
That's something to definitely be proud of. It's so rewarding when you can really help to change someone's life. I just think that's one of the most powerful things that God has given to us. Is love, because it's really what it's all about. Is to reach back and help change someone's life and make their life better. Serving.
I agree.
You're definitely a servant leader. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, because Carla, I know that you are a success stalker. Tell us of any new projects that you may have going on, or anything new that you're really excited about in your business right now.
Well, right now it is the global expansion that I'm super excited about. I have most recently this year been to Europe 3 times already and back in 6 different countries. And
wow.
What I know, it's so exciting. And my 19-year-old daughter, she's in the business with me now as well, and she travels
great.
with me. Yes, so it's exciting that we have that time together. But really what I'm working on is learning different cultures, different languages, and really just educating myself on how to be the best global leader that I can be, so that I can then train up other global leaders to really carry on the business throughout the world.
That's awesome. And I saw, I've had a chance, an opportunity to see your website, an amazing website you have. And you're just a wonderful and just a fascinating woman. I just see you doing so many great things. And I think I saw you in the kitchen cooking and cooking up some recipes. And then you also do some fitness things as well, too, right? Is that correct?
Yes, actually, my alias is FitCoach Carla. That's what I'm known within our own industry as. I really had a passion for our products, are anti-aging, health and nutrition. And so I became really passionate about educating my clients and our customers on how they can not only use the products, but really incorporate a healthy lifestyle. And so I do teach, I teach people how to cook with healthier ingredients. Mm-hmm. I have a diet program that I've also written a book called Claim Your Power. And within that book, I really address the emotional aspects of dieting and weight loss and self-sabotage. And so I've written that book as well, which is available on the site. And then just having tools available for my existing team in one spot where they can go and just get the information that they need for motivation and education. And then I most recently started doing a project based off of Proverbs, because Proverbs is something very near and dear to my heart. I've learned most of my business principles from the book of Proverbs. And so I'm really excited that I've started that blog, and each week I take verse by verse out of Proverbs, and I just help the person just understand a little bit of what that actually means and how I applied it to my business.
That is amazing. And I definitely want to make sure we put all of that information on your show notes page on our website. And so, especially about Proverbs, because I love the book of Proverbs in the Bible, and it's one of my favorite, actually. So I can't wait for you to finish that.
Yes, me too. I'm excited about that.
Well, Carla, we've reached our success round, and this is my favorite part of our interview because what we like to do is we try to extract those really key nuggets, from our guests, for our listeners because, the people that listen to our show, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, serialpreneurs, they're just, hungry for, to learn from people like yourself. And so the questions we ask are just truly, truly powerful, in my opinion. So what I want to do is throw some questions at you, and then I want you to come back at me with some knockout answers.
All
Fair
right.
enough?
Sounds good.
All right, good deal. Well, what was it that held you back from becoming an entrepreneur before you started?
Well, like we talked about at a young age, I've always had that entrepreneur mind. But what I was lacking was two things: the belief in myself, and then also that circle of influence. I really needed to put myself in a position of like-minded people that could support me in my dreams, because it's not enough just to have a dream. You really need to have you need to have those people around you, and you really need to have the planners and other people that may not. That I have my own personal gifts. I'm a visionary, but I am not an administrator, and so I needed to form that circle of influence so that I could fulfill my dreams.
That's so critical to business, so critical. Well, what is the best business advice you've ever received, Carla?
The best, it sounds kind of funny, but it is so true. One of my very good friends, her name is Pam Souter. She said to me one day when I was, just complaining and not, just kind of going down the path of I can't do this and this is not for me. And she said, she's from the South, and she said, Carla, you just need to get over yourself. And I said, oh, well, Pam, what do you mean? And she said, you need to go look in the mirror, and you need to stop making excuses and get over yourself.
I love it.
But it was so true, because we can just make all this stuff up in our head. And that's all it is. It's just excuses or listening to lies of the enemy, and it's really not doing us any good.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because I can hear that voice. Sometimes you just need somebody just to give it to you straight.
Yeah.
Just tell you, look, get over it. Just get over yourself, because we can be in most times, we're in our own way.
Yeah, it's so true.
Well, can you share one of your daily personal habits with us, Carla, that you believe attributes to your success?
Something I've always done is I journal. I journal a lot of my dreams, even my frustrations I'll journal. But specifically, I journal my dreams with an expectancy. So I literally write it in future tense. So I write it as if it's already happened. And I write it expecting either this or better, because I believe that when God says He'll give us immeasurably more, all the things that we ask for, we can't even imagine what He really wants to give us. And so when I write, I'm writing with what I expect, but also allowing myself to be open to whatever He wants.
That's great.
And it's really, really, it's kind of mysterious how this happens, but you can go through my journals of years and years and years, and pretty much page for page has come to fruition.
Oh, I love that. I love that. It's so true. We can speak things into our life, and it's almost like when you have a vision board. And I know you probably have done these too, because I have several vision boards that I've done, and I'm already looking at them and I'm saying, oh wow, I've already done that. Oh, and you don't even realize that you can be writing these things down or create a vision board and you start putting them on there, and then over time you look back and you see that you've done it. It's just so powerful. So thank you for bringing that up, because I hope someone listening really adopts that method that you're using. That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is, to look back, like you said, and just see see the things, and it reminds you that to keep going, to keep dreaming.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, Carla, do you have an internet resource or a business tool that you can share with our listeners that helps you build your business?
I really I do use Facebook a bit, but I'm kind of old school. I love building relationships with people, and so I love to go hang out at Starbucks, and I like meeting people face to face. So I do use Facebook. I do use Instagram. But I really get my best results just with face-to-face.
Well, Carla, do you have 2 books possibly that you can recommend to our listeners?
I have 2 books. I have them right here in front of me. I have The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz and The Richest Man in Babylon. And this is actually also based on Proverbs by George Clason. These are both really great books.
I haven't read the other one, but The Richest Man in Babylon, that book is amazing. I need to read it again. Thank you for bringing that up.
It's one of those ones you read over and over.
Right. I love it. Well, my last question of the day in our success round, Carla. Just imagine that you woke up tomorrow morning in a brand new world. Let's say it's identical to Earth, but you knew no one. You still have all the same experience and knowledge that you currently have today. And let's say your food is taken care of, your shelter is taken care of, but all you have is a laptop and let's say $500, and you're starting over again. So what would you do in the next 7 days?
Wow. I think I would seek out the top 10 income earners just in the world. I would Google that. I would look up top 10 income earners. And I would want to know what they were doing, because success leaves clues. And I do this today. I'll look. I'm always researching. Well, what's new, what's happening, and so I would look to the leaders to see what they're doing, and then I would reach out to each one of them, and I would ask if they could share their story with me. And based on that and their response, I would then make the decision who, if there was an investment that I would use that $500, I would go with the one that I felt could add most value to the masses of people.
Carla, I think of all my guests, that's probably one of my favorite answers. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Love it.
Well, let's just hope we don't get stuck on another Earth, but
right. That is awesome. I love that because, oh, wow, that is such a great answer because you're seeking out right away, who is the best out there that you can align yourself with, right away. Oh, wow, that's a great answer.
Okay.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Well, Carla, hearing your journey today has truly been inspiring. And I know our listeners have gotten some great takeaways and nuggets from you. But before we end, what I would like for you to do is just give our listeners one parting piece of advice and guidance, and then share the best way they can find you, and then we'll say goodbye.
I would say the best advice I could give is if God puts a dream on your heart, just trust the process that He is going to complete it. And the best way to find me would be you can read a little bit more about me, find the recipes that I talked about, the information at www.fitcoachcarla.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Carla Burns. And then you can also reach me by email at Carla B, C-A-R-L-A, the letter B, at itworks.net.
Awesome. Well, Carla, they can also find, the links to everything that we've been talking about, all the things that you just mentioned will be on your show notes page on our website at successstalkersradio.com/Carla Burns. So everything will be there on the show notes page.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you so much.
Thank you. And Carla, we appreciate you too for just being so generous and, transparent even with your journey today. And so we say thank you. So, and for all of our listeners out there, Thank you for tuning in today, and until our next episode, remember to keep stalking success. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Success Stalkers Radio. If you'd like to hear more from these inspiring entrepreneurs and entertainers, be sure to subscribe to the Success Stalkers Radio podcast on iTunes. And if you found value in this episode, give us a review, hopefully 5 stars. You may also visit us at successstalkers.com. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.